No, not yet.
Oh my fucking god. God damn it.
I got it on DVR. I could turn it on. We could do a live watch along.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the wrestling show with the Hour of the Brood in the Forest.
Yuck.
Yay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the BREWDCAST. I am, as always, Bud Robinson, and joining me tonight is the venerable Town Robinson and the adorable Leon Robinson. Say hello, Town. Or Leon. Or whoever I'm talking to. Say hi, Leon.
Hi, Leon.
I fucked up the bit. I'm sorry.
You fucked the bit up bad. What the fuck?
So we have this little show that we have to talk about. Some people might have seen it. It was, I was overimpressed. I underestimated it, to be completely honest. They did $1 million in $1 million in ticket sales, $5 million in pay-per-view buys, which I don't know if that's any good, but sounds very impressive. The Forbidden Door, which happened, 3 days ago?
Something like that. A couple days ago. Yeah. Yeah. I just watched Dynamite, so I gotta, clear my mind on it all.
Recalibrate.
Yeah, no, Forbidden Door was, that was a home run. Just about on every level. That was just a good show all around. There was nothing on it that I thought, meh. The women's title match was good, but it just... no one cared.
Learning that those two competed in Stardom gave it a little bit more perspective, or context, I guess.
It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a good match, and it was just one of those ones where it was like, you just threw this together, and we can all tell you just threw this together.
It was sort of out of place, I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's... I hadn't noticed at the time, but now that you say it, I don't think the crowd was as into it as they could have been.
That's a problem, though, I think, all around, is their women's division, other than Britt Baker...
They don't...
is just not where it needs to be.
They don't really give it the time, I think.
How can they?
I mean, if you're going to have a women's division, then you need to give it the time.
They have so much, but the problem is the most marketable woman you have is Britt Baker. So you have to, she has to be a focal point. She has to be on TV because she gets ratings.
I would disagree with that. I think they have a lot of marketable talent. She's the one that they put the most amount of time and energy in.
She's the one drawing the numbers. She's the one making the money. She's the one that's getting the reactions. So there is bankable stars. I won't argue that point, and they could build them up, but they aren't taking the time to do that.
Yeah.
Does Sasha Banks go to AEW?
Yes, I saw a YouTube video that had it on there.
Okay, that's probably totally legit. Was it one of ours?
No, it was somebody mashed together some WWE footage with some AEW footage, and then they tagged on a game, some gameplay on the end.
There you go.
I was like, I know this is bullshit, but I'm gonna watch it anyway, and it was.
Yeah, I just don't think.
I don't think so.
I think she does.
Really?
I think she does because I think that of all the people that Tony Khan has signed, I think signing her would be one of his biggest things because that would give his... Sasha Banks arguably is one of the top 3 women wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
And
I would agree.
I love Britt Baker, but Britt Baker's not. Britt Baker's not as good a wrestler as Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
And Sasha Banks has star power, and she had the machine behind her. Mm-hmm. And if she comes over, she'd be on Britt's level, and she'd be the only one. And Sasha's never got a fair shake in WWE. She's been third fiddle behind Becky and Charlotte and Ronda. So
I would agree.
Leon, do you have any news before we get into that?
Not really. I mean, our whole thing is pretty much a show today, so that's pretty much anything worthwhile.
The Vince thing continues to spiral. I'm curious to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Has there been new stuff with him?
Well, the referee that he assaulted in like 1988 or 89 or whatever is back in the media.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought that was just somebody saying that happened, not that she was coming forth again.
I remember she went on Geraldo Rivera and talked about it.
Uh-huh.
And then they threatened to sue them because they said it was false. And then Geraldo had to apologize and blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't false. And there's people that are coming out and saying, like, yeah, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That's one of those things that could just be, this could get swept under the rug, or it could be one of those things where he gets actually, you know, bye. Time to go. You're old and out of touch, and you don't understand the world anymore. You're a boomer.
You know, we talked about this before. I think it's going to be very hard to convince people of that, though. Hard to convince him of that.
You'll never convince him of that.
The only thing is if you're a publicly traded company and you have all your shit locked up in stock, and people say, well, if you stay on, we're going to sell our stock, then your stock tanks and you lose all your money.
Yeah.
So this is a much different. And I know what I read is Triple H is back at NXT. He got control back of NXT.
Oh, good.
I don't know. I don't know that you can save it anytime soon, but.
I also heard that somebody else in that circle, like now that Stephanie is the head of the office, or CEO, I guess, Triple H and who was the other guy? It doesn't really matter, but it looks like they're trying to right the ship. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to right the ship. I think they have the opportunity to do so.
They have some guys, but I think this thing has to play out. I think when he goes, I think the business is going to change. But then I think about it. I think, who do you put in charge of that? And like the three of us are sitting here think, it'd be Triple H, it'd be this, it'd be that. But it's a corporate entity that's going to look at it, not the way wrestling fans are going to look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not going to give a shit about who can work. They're going to give a shit about who looks like a star. And they're going to give a shit about bottom line profits. So, like, part of me is thinking that WWE might just be what it is forever. You know? Because Kevin Dunn's not going to live forever. Vince isn't going to live forever. Bruce Prichard's not going to live forever. Like, those guys are going to go, but is anything really going to change, or is that just kind of their spot in the market at this point? Because they've never been a real in-ring work kind of company. It's always been about the show and the...
That's a good point.
All that.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody sits there with this idea that, man, when Vince goes, it's going to be blah, 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 but then it's like, I don't know about that. You know? Because is Fox going to want to pay them $2 billion, you know, for what AEW's doing?
I mean, now that you mention it, like AEW is doing it, and NXT wasn't all that different from what AEW is doing. I think of any company, I think Fox is most likely to see the potential there. Fox Sports.
I don't think they are, because I think they're going to look at it and say, we want the big, glitzy, glamorous package, and I think that's the appeal that the WWE has. Because AEW is gritty and NXT was gritty. Like, WWE is not gritty. It's very well developed. It's very picturesque. It's very star-driven. It's very, you know, simplistic. They're not aiming to get guys like you or I to watch that product, because in their minds we're going to watch it no matter what they do, even though I don't watch it anymore. Neither do you. But like they want the basic person that's going to watch and get hooked on it and is going to follow simplistic storylines. Like, they're not a wrestling company for people like us. They're a simplistic, basic, casual fan company.
Yeah, they want casual fans. That's true.
They want to suck the casual fan in. They want to get him excited, and they want to get him to buy stuff.
Yeah.
They don't care about work rate. They don't care about... I mean, if you look at the WWE and you look at the match they always talk about as one of the greatest matches of all time, Hogan versus Andre. And it was fucking legendary. It's a legendary match.
Ever.
We've all watched it. We've all, like, you just, like, you felt that match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if you go back and watch that match, you're like, wait a minute, that match totally sucked. It was unbelievably bad. Like, it was just shit.
Well, it was an event,
You know?
right? Like, it's the
And
spectacle.
that's what they are. They're not a wrestling company. They're about the event. That or like Hogan Warrior told a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
But like in terms of actual technical in-ring work, not so good. It was just what I'm talking the first one, not the second one. The second one's completely different. But they don't ever have even like Austin Rock. Austin Rock was incredible at WrestleMania 15. They told the story. They did everything they could, but was it really like an in-ring work match, or was it like a spectacle story match? Because that's, to me, that's more what it was. It wasn't really a technical match. They don't really do that. Like, you couldn't compare that to, like, you know, Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson is better than Rock Austin in terms of in-ring work. Now, in terms of star power and storytelling, no. Like, I'm not going to say that it is. That's just not the case.
Yeah.
So I think we have this idea that they're going to change, but larger in life than life is what they do. And I just don't see it. I think whoever gets that company is not going to, because Gritty's not going to do, you know, people are stupid. And they're going to say that guy's too small. He can't beat up that big guy. That was a problem with Shawn Michaels for all those years. You know?
Yeah, but all the board is going to do is pick somebody. Whether it's Stephanie McMahon or Triple H or, you know, whoever is going to make a good face for the company. And I think ultimately if they... It depends on what they do with creative. Like, if they hang on to creative, that's completely different from if they go, hey, Paul, Triple H, I don't know, Eric Bischoff, you guys do it.
How far-fetched should it be if Disney bought WWE and they became
Not
part
at
of
all.
Disney?
Not at all.
Like, in my mind, that is what's going to happen, because, like, people say that and you're like, no way, and then you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but Fox was on the table for a long time to buy them. Well, I don't know about a long time, but like there was a big news story several years ago.
I remember that.
And
but
like,
I think I could see Disney swooping in and being like, we're going to make this part of our entity, and if they do that, the product's not going to be good. I've just kind of given up on that. Like, we're never going to have another Attitude Era. We're never going to have another thing like that just because of the way the market works and the way they're making their money.
Well,
it just doesn't fit the narrative anymore.
I mean, not in WWE at least.
No, in AEW is totally different. But man, I saw some shit tonight. You guys need to watch that. We got to talk about it because holy fuck.
Okay.
That whole show,
Absolutely.
except for the Jade match.
Well, Jade's getting kind of stale.
Yeah, they got to do something with her. They got to figure her out.
I think she also needs to work on her in-ring stuff, which might be why they're feeding jobbers to her.
I think she's better. I just don't think they have a plan. I think they need to... You're in that Goldberg situation where you have to, like, beat her at some point.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's ready, but I think you have to build somebody up. You can't just Kevin Nash it.
Yeah.
You know? So it'd be pretty sweet if somebody came out and shocked her with a cattle prod. I would like that. I would pop.
I don't know. I think Stat is a good stand-in. I think Athena is a good stand-in. I think either one of those, and I think they're setting that up for one of them to take Cargill, which could be good. I think that would be good for the TBS title.
I think so. When they did that tournament for that title, I don't know why they didn't give it to Ruby Soho. Because that's what I would have done. I would just let her go on a run. Because her matches would have been... That's what she needs. She needs a run.
Mm-hmm.
Give her the belt and let her go.
But they're not doing that.
Not right now.
Should we talk about Forbidden Door?
Let's talk about the Forbidden Door.
Should we talk about the world's greatest tag team? The Ass Boys not showing up to their match.
Dude. You have not seen Dynamite. I have. That played into the fucking... You gotta watch it. It was fucking amazing. They told the story, and they're telling a bigger story, and it's gonna be... Hilarity's gonna ensue. The tag team that Danhausen got tonight as mystery partners.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Okay. Shocked the shit out of me that they pulled that one off. Like it was. Well, it did, they worked there, but it was just like
No spoilers.
I got a team. I think they're good wrestlers. I don't know. And then they come out, everybody's like, what the fuck? So,
what about Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus
That one I
Suzuki
saw.
Gun?
that was good. One thing that
I love Desperado.
One thing that I will say for the first 3/4 of the show was no New Japan guys won, and they all got pinned.
Oh yeah.
It was weird for a while. And I was sitting there like, but it didn't last that way, I guess. No, it kind of did, I guess. But that match was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I don't know where they're going with Keith Lee and Strickland. I think they're going to feud.
I mean, they're sort of hinting at that, aren't they? Which is unfortunate, but also like, what do you do with that tag team?
Can't give them the belt. They're not a real tag team. They don't really. They work together, but
Yeah.
they need Keith Lee to be not hunkered down on the opening of a show. They got to get him on the card. They got to make him climb the card a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys like that, and Keith Lee happens to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Swerve too, but Swerve's a guy you can take a little longer to build up.
Yeah.
Keith Lee's a guy. The thing that they don't have right now is big dudes, big meaty guys like Leon likes.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, even
men snapping meat.
that's right. They don't really have folks to put up against like Wardlow or even Powerhouse Hobbs. Like they set that up. Like they set up Powerhouse and Keith Lee, but
Yeah.
You need guys to put in that spot. Otherwise, you just have Powerhouse Hobbs beating the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, then I think Keith Lee, I think that's what he needs. He needs that push. There's a couple people that need pushes. But I will say, between that pay-per-view and what I saw tonight, they're moving, like, I felt like we were in a rut for a while there, like leading into the last pay-per-view. Like, I felt like they were in a rut, and now I don't feel like they're in a rut anymore. Now I feel like they got some really exciting shit going on, so that'll be good. This match was fine. It was nothing spectacular, but it was nothing bad. It was a solid match.
And then Max Caster and the Gun Club, the Ass Club, if you will, defeated Yuya. How do you say that, Leon? Do you know?
What?
Yuya Uemura? Uemura?
Leon does not know.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
Alex,
I'm sorry.
So Yuya Uemura, Alex Coughlin, the DKC, and Kevin Knight. So, like, I don't know these guys all that well. It was a decent match. But I think the thing to talk about is Austin and Colton leaving the Gun Club high and dry because of the Ass Boys song. Which I had to listen to this morning.
I will tell you what. And this isn't really a spoiler because
Okay.
Stuff happened, but not that far. I honestly think that the Ass Boys are going to end up with Danhausen.
I hope so.
And they're going to be Danhausen and the Ass Boys. And I just cannot fucking wait for that. Because that would be the most perfect, like, trio.
Yeah.
And it's good. I mean, it's good. I think the more Danhausen you get on TV, the better. He got a lot of TV time tonight, which was
Good.
the most he ever got, and I think that was good. And on there, just put him on the pay-per-view. I think it's good. I think more Danhausen isn't a bad thing.
I wonder if he's making a stable, like with Hook and possibly the Ass Boys, or if he's just gonna bounce around, like give the rub to the Ass Boys, and then there's a phrase,
I'm gonna
and then
say
jump them to somebody else.
I'm going to say something that you're not going to like, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Okay.
Because I know that a lot of people compare Danhausen and Orange Cassidy. And Danhausen is a solid worker.
Mm-hmm.
Orange Cassidy's a fucking phenomenal worker. The work rate between those two, not even close. Orange Cassidy's way better. So I don't think Danhausen has that same ability to be thrown into a 5-star match like Orange Cassidy does. And I think that's the limitation that he has. I think his limitation is he's a fucking amazing character. and people pop for him, but I don't see him in ring from what I've seen from him between watching his independent stuff and watching him work in AEW. He's just not. He's not what Orange Cassidy is. And I know I'm an Orange Cassidy mark, but Orange Cassidy's a really good worker. And I don't think Danhausen's that good of a worker. I think he's okay. Like, he's not bad. I'm not saying he's bad because he's not. He's phenomenal. You know, but he's not like Orange Cassidy. Like, he's not a 5-star match guy, and I think that's going to be the thing that holds him back. So whereas I think Orange Cassidy can take this really strange character and then start to, like, he can move up the card because he can wrestle. I don't know that Danhausen can do that. I think Danhausen is going to be stuck in the weird, ridiculous, and I kind of think that's where he's going to sit.
I think he's probably okay with that.
I think he is too.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I think they're trying to separate those two, and I think it's fucking brilliant, because I don't think those two should be by each other. I don't think it works that well.
Yeah.
So, this match was weird, though, because they took 2 guys out, and then Caster and Gunn just beat the shit out of 4 guys. And it was like a fucking beatdown.
Yeah.
It was not much of a match.
No, it wasn't.
It was just a beatdown. Which kind of made me go, oh, okay, so this is what we're going to do to the New Japan guys.
Which, yeah, that's... I mean, to be fair, they're dojo guys. You know, so that's kind of their deal, but, like...
Young Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing about this match stuck out to me other than the Danhausen thing.
Yeah.
It was fine. They're trying to put a spotlight on Caster. They're trying to push... That's really what this was.
Yeah.
And they're telling a story with Caster and Gunn liking those guys better than his kids. Like, they're telling a really fucking good story that's going to work here.
Mm-hmm.
So. But it was whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about.
So the next match is Suzuki and Le Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, with Tai Conti. And then they defeated Eddie Kingston, Shota Umino, and Wheeler Yuta.
They had to because this was setting up tonight's show with who had the advantage.
Yeah.
So they had to.
This match surprised me. I thought it was going to be meh, because it seems very thrown together. But Shota showed up, Wheeler showed, like, everybody put on a super solid match.
Oh, it's good.
I mean, these are all good wrestlers, but, like, to have, like, a 6-man tag match be as fun and interesting and excellent as this one was, it just surprised me. I very much enjoyed Minoru Suzuki beating the crap out of pretty much everybody, but Eddie Kingston in particular.
Leon, what'd you think?
Yeah, that was the fun part, where they started just fucking chopping the shit out of each other. It made me happy.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Well, there was a spot where, like, who the heck was there was somebody in a hold. Maybe it was Sammy Guevara, and Chris Jericho showed up first to, like, break him out, and it didn't work. And then Minoru Suzuki, like, rolled in and, like, sort of rolled his eyes, like, oh my god, I gotta fix this. I love Suzuki. Like,
Suzuki, though,
he's very much above it.
Yeah,
he's got his reputation, and he earned it, and he understands it, and he understands his role, and, like, he can feel a crowd, and doesn't matter where he's wrestling, he can feel a crowd.
Yeah,
he really can connect with a crowd.
Yeah.
And he knows how to play. He knows what he is, and he knows how to be what he is. So I was not surprised that this match was good. I thought this match was going to be good because that's too much talent to throw in one week, and one ring just sucks. So,
yeah, it's fair.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
So then we had FTR,
and realistically, anything that has to do with Sammy and Ty is 5 stars for me because they are my favorite because they're so fucking perfect and they're so just. You want to hate them because of how they act, but at the same time, it's like they're so amazing.
Yes,
they're such good heels.
But if we look at, like, the Double or Nothing match, I think that spectacle sort of pulled away from the match itself. Like, it made the match less impressive because they were spending a lot of time just showboating. and being
the
silly.
showboating's what they need to do, but they were also trying to push them as faces. They were faces in that match. You forget that. That was just a sloppy build.
Yeah.
That didn't go the way it should. Because I think that if that is done right, like tonight, let's just say that Sammy had some interactions with Claudio, and he tried to pull that shit, and it went exactly how you think it went. And it was much better, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, continue, bud.
Okay, so we have FTR, the ROH Tag Champions, and now IWGP Tag Champions.
And AAA.
And AAA. They don't have those titles, though. Are they still AAA?
Yes, they're AAA champions.
Okay.
They had all three.
And then they have, they defeated United Empire and Roppongi Vice.
This was a good match, but I expected this to be a good match.
There were a few times where Sorry, go ahead.
Did you see the shade they threw at fucking the Usos?
The what?
What shade did they throw at the Usos? I didn't see that. I probably
I
did.
can't remember if Dax or Cash posted some shots from a photo shoot they did with all three of the sets of belts. Like something like, what do you think? Maybe we the ones, Zeus? Yeah. I was like,
Okay,
yeah.
I like the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Usos, and I know the only reason that they're being pushed as a tag team is because they're related to Roman and they look like each other, and they don't know how to push twins singly.
Yeah.
Because they look the same, they don't know what to do, so like they're going to be in a tag team forever, which is fine. And they're a great tag team.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they ain't got shit on FTR, dude. FTR is fucking next level.
Yeah.
Like if you put them in AEW, there's probably 5 or 6 teams better than them.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, like the Bucks and FTR are the 2 best teams right now going. I
Yeah.
mean, they just are.
Yeah.
And then you have other teams that are like right there, like Red Dragon. You know, so I just but FTR is their face.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
And it happens organically.
It shouldn't work. They're like the perfect like Arn Anderson heel tag team. Like that's the way they wrestle and their face, but no one gives a shit because they're that good.
Yeah.
That's when you've transcended. It's just like fuck it, we don't care. You guys can do whatever you want. You're great.
It's true. Like they when they both get the crowd, they both understand tag team wrestling. They've been doing this for so long that when you see an FTR match, you know what to expect, but you also don't. Like it's always going to be great, and you're always going to see that cutting off the ring and doing all of their tag team fundamentals, this kind of stuff that you don't see really anywhere else.
I saw the Instagram post where I think it was Dax was like, a few years ago I was shaving your back and now we have 3 sets of tag team belts. We made the right choice. Yeah. That one just, they're never going back to the E. They're never going back. It's not happening because they'll never give them the respect there that they deserve.
No.
And I think that we're at a point where you don't have to be in the E to make money anymore, which is fucking amazing. So
it is, isn't it?
This match was good, though. I like this match.
I thought a few times they might give it to Roppongi Vice.
I never thought Roppongi was going to get it. I just don't see the issue to me was FTR is better. Like FTR is better than everyone, and FTR is hotter than everyone. They're more over than everyone. I could have seen them giving it to the United Empire guys. Mm-hmm. Solely because then FTR would have to go to Japan to fight them to get it back, which I could have seen happening, but now they're going to have to go over there anyways. But I think they're going to hold those belts for a while.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to... I also think that they're going to build to a match with the Young Bucks. Winner take all. For all 4 belts. And I think they're going to do that sooner than later. Because I think that would be... I don't know what else you do.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. That's much
you'd have to build it. You couldn't do it in September, I don't think. I think you need more time than that. But I think that might be the route that they're going. But yeah. Next, bud.
Pac defeated Clark Connors, Miro, and Malachi Black for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship.
Japanese flag on it.
Did it?
It had a Japanese flag on it. I didn't know shit about Clark Connors.
Yeah.
And none of the fans there knew shit about Clark Connors.
But they got behind him real quick.
Yeah, because he was great. He
Yeah.
fucking did work.
Yeah.
He was a total underdog in that match. You knew he wasn't going to win. There's no way that guy was winning this fucking match. I think Pac winning was a good choice.
Well, I thought about it, and if Ishii had stayed in the match, it was basically three huge guys, and Pac, and so like one of these is not like the other, right? And so like, it sort of made sense that they gave it to Pac because it gives him a lot of stock, right? It gives him, look, I beat these 4 huge dudes, and he still has that stock, obviously. But yeah, I think it was a great move because otherwise, what do you do with Pac?
What are you gonna do with Miro? Like, I realize there's a lot to do with him, but like, what do you actually do with him? Because you have to find something for him to do.
I mean, he could still chase the title, the all Atlantic. He could go after the TNT title. He's talked about the TNT title a few times.
So the TNT title,
especially if you put it on Wardlow.
Yeah, but that's not a good idea though either, because one of them has to lose, and I don't think we're ready for that. I don't think Miro should be putting over anybody. I think they got to find something. They got to find something unique for Miro to do, like a feud or something.
Yeah.
This match was great though. I mean, this match was just about everything it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
The table spot, the throwing off the ropes, the suplex double power bomb thing. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Miro almost fucked it up where he put his head. But whatever. No, it was good. This match was good. This match is what I expected, though. I thought this match would be good. The ending was kind of cool. It was at this point in the night that I thought every one of these fucking matches is going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not let down.
No.
It never stopped.
No, agreed.
This was like, they set the bar and they just kept, like, no one dipped.
Mm-hmm.
So
then next we have the Dudes with Attitude defeating the Bullet Club.
This match was fun.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. All of these guys can fucking go, but like...
the Sting opening.
I loved that.
The rafters, then he dives on top of the fucking thing. I was like, dude, you're 65, quit. Right? But
he's not gonna quit it.
Jumping off of everything now.
How does WWE not know how to book him when he's in like his mid to late 50s, and then they get him in AEW in his 60s, and like they're booking him so fucking smart.
It's true.
It's just he's never gonna win a belt. He's never gonna win a belt. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna ever put him in a title match. They're never but they're so smart with how they use him.
I mean, I don't think that's why he's there. I think he's there to put over the younger talent and to have fun. Like he's having fun. Like I read somewhere ages ago on Reddit where somebody compared him to The Undertaker. Like they would cart The Undertaker out every year for like 5 or 6 or 7 years. Like that was his only match or one of only a few. Mm-hmm. And he was just shit. And he has gone on record to say that he regrets not retiring sooner because it was just wrecking it. Like his body was wrecked. And then you have Sting, who basically just goes out and wrestles whenever he feels like going. He's in good health and he's just having the time of his life. Like,
I don't know how much, like, the end is near for him. There's going to be a point where he can't do it. Yeah. And we're really, like, it's the twilight. Like, literally, we're in the twilight. Like, the door is about to slam shut. And that'll suck. But I think they're just using him so smart. And he's just entertaining to watch. Mm-hmm. And he's, like, that last little grasp of what used to be that we still have. Because, like, Triple H is gone. Shawn Michaels is gone. Austin's gone. The Rock's gone. All those guys from the Attitude Era, they're all gone. Mm-hmm. None of them are left. We literally have nobody left from that era. which is amazing. But that is like 20 years ago, so
Set the stinger.
Got the fucking stinger, but I'll take it because they're doing a great job with it.
Vince Russo.
No, Vince Russo. Boo. Boo.
He has a
Wrong with you,
podcast. That's
man.
about it.
What is wrong with you?
I don't
Leon's
know.
favorite booker is Vince Russo. This match is good. The only part I remember, though, is the beginning. Other than that, it was just kind of...
It was standard fare for a Darby Allin Sting match. Shingo Takagi was a fun add into that, but yeah, I don't think it was all that different from what we normally have with those guys.
Good.
Yeah.
Fun and it was good. It was well put together.
So next we had Thunder Rosa defeating Toni Storm for the title. I kind of thought they would put Toni Storm over here, but like I think they're still trying to build Rosa as champion.
You just put the belt on her. Why would you take it off of her?
It was a few months ago.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you haven't done anything with her though. That'd be a total flop of rain. I don't know. This match just this is just kind of the problem. They have so much focus on Jade with that women's division, and they don't have any focus on anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't really any build to this match. There was a little bit, but it was hard to say that...
It was the respect thing. Like, I respect you, I'm going to save you, and we'll have a great match.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It probably was the worst match of the night.
Okay.
I mean, maybe the Billy Gunn four-way match that was a 2 versus 4 could be worse. But that one had a better story than this one. This was like the least... It just kind of... It felt so much like filler. It just felt like filler.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, because both of them... This is my issue, is like they have the ability to They have the ability to push these people, and they're just not. And I don't know how you fix that. Like, is it a matter of time? If it's a matter of time, then you have to think about, are you going to make a separate show for the women? If it's a matter of, we just don't know how to do this, then hire somebody who does.
Yeah, I mean... They built up Britt Baker, and Britt Baker was the face of that division. And they took the belt off of her, and now they don't know what to do. Because they just had to put Britt Baker on TV, and she worked.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Rosa's not the same. Thunder Rosa can't cut a promo that well. Love Thunder Rosa, not a great promo.
Yeah. And
Toni Storm is fine. But it's just not... I don't know. It was just so... Nothing was put into it. It was just... She's the number one contender. Now she's going to fight Thunder Rosa at the pay-per-view. Okay. And you knew she wasn't going to win. Like, I never thought for a second she would win, so it was just like, nah. All right.
Sorry. I zoned out there.
So the next match is Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. Is this the match that you were upset about the ending, Town?
No. No. This match was perfect in every fucking way. This was a 5-star match. This thing fucking was bonkers.
6.
I thought the ending was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the right guy won. I thought this is exactly what Orange Cassidy needed. He needed to go out there and just have a fucking match where everybody's like, holy fuck, that guy can work.
Yeah.
And he needed to lose. Like, he needed to lose to Will Ospreay. There was no reason for him to win. No reason whatsoever. Like, the right guy won. But this was a banger, man. This was a great match. This was match of the night. I don't really have any argument for that.
I would disagree that I think there's plenty of reason to give Orange Cassidy the belt if you're gonna you're gonna move him from AEW. However,
no, you're not.
You are absolutely right. I mean, he's a member of Chaos, right? Like, there's reason to send him to NJPW. However, the way that it was booked with, Will Ospreay just won the title. Like, it didn't make much sense to take it off of him unless you were going to have this back and forth between those two.
I don't know why you would take a guy like Orange Cassidy that just came back and send him to Japan when your fans are dying to see him, and like he just put on a fucking 5-star match, and he just wrestled tonight, and everybody was fucking pop of the night probably when he came out because he had a new theme, which is a great song, Jane by Starship. But he came out, he had a 5-star match, and now it can be, hey, this fucker can go. Let's build with this guy. Because I think they need to start. Dude's got something, and they have something there, and they've got more than they think they've got, and they've got to actually start. Like, he didn't need to win that match. He needed to have a good match and look like he can be like a 5-star guy. So I think this was perfect, and I think Ospreay is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
These two were just. I would watch these two wrestle every night for 5 weeks. I wouldn't care. That's how good it was.
It was an amazing match, and I think it's a testament to Ospreay and Cassidy that they were, they stole the show. I think you're right. Like they had a 5-star match, and I don't know that anybody else. I don't know that we can say that about any of the other matches. They were all amazing matches. Don't get me wrong, but like. I was on the edge of my seat through that entire match.
That match had it. That match had so much. That match was the one where and I realized I'm an Orange Cassidy mark. I fucking realized that. But as I watched that match, it's just like, this match is really fucking good. Like, they get it and they know what the fuck they're. This match is good. That was the peak of the show to me. Because it was like, that nothing's going to compare to that match. Then I don't think anything did. That
opening bit that he did where he, like, they do the exchange... And then Orange is just standing there, and Ospreay's in the pose, and then he like slowly like squats down and puts his hand out like this, like mimicking Will Ospreay, and then he just does this. That was amazing. I loved it.
I like the way that we're starting to see, like with him, that a lot of the shit he does is mind games, and it's to throw his opponents off. And that's getting played up a little more, and they're really starting to, like, he's clicking. He's like, he clicked when he feuded with Jericho, but now it's like to a next level, because a lot of people thought before he got hurt that he was kind of getting stale, and I didn't think he was. Then he went away, and now he's back, and if you have to take him away from some of the bullshit. You have to take him away from the fact that the best friends suddenly were a group of like 12. And they have this guy and this guy and this guy. It's like, who the fuck are these people? You know, they got Statlander out, which was good for her. They got Wheeler Yuta out, which the Blackpool, that is just when you watch the main event, you're gonna be like, "Holy fuck, are those guys crazy?" Like, that is just perfect. Those guys are perfect. That's a perfect spot for him. And I think you just have, I think just those 3 guys is the best way to do it. You don't start throwing other people in, and even then, I think I don't think he needs them anymore. I think he just kind of needs to be on his own, do his own thing. But this match was just like proof that this guy can go and this guy can do some shit, and he's got it.
I don't know that there is a best friends anymore.
There is.
I mean, Trent's with Rocky, because Rocky seems to be staying stateside for the time being, and he was with Chuck Taylor, the best friends with Orange Cassidy. And like, if you start pulling Orange Cassidy away from Chuck Taylor, I don't know. I'm sure there was technically the best friends, but we don't see them very often.
They were on tonight, so they're still together. But yeah, it's one of those things where they gotta kind of.
And maybe they just come back to it every once in a while.
They played that out, and I think we're at a point where Orange Cassidy is going to. Like, if they play their cards right, he can kind of just be like, I don't need those guys. You know, he can kind of just go to the next level. And they can still be friends, like you said, but they just don't have to do their stuff all the time.
Can just be like a low-key faction. I think that makes sense.
Friends. Just friends.
Yeah, they're friends. Best friends. Claudio. This is with Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Defeated Zack Sabre Jr.
The only thing I thought was, first of all, Claudio, I knew it was going to be him because I read a spoiler.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised. I was like, whatever, that's okay. The pop he got was fucking awesome.
Yes.
The shit he did in the ring was fucking awesome. Zack Sabre is fucking awesome. The only thing that I wanted when this was over was to see Bryan Danielson fight Zack Sabre.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I don't want anything else. I want that.
When they announced when they announced Forbidden Door, I was like, he's got to fight Zack Sabre. Like,
they need to make that happen as soon as fucking possible, because that is the fucking match that will break my mind probably, because like the shit he was doing, I'm like, oh my god, if fucking Danielson was in here, and Claudio did great. It was great to see him. Dude looked fucking happy. Looked happy, and he like legitimately happy. Not like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just gonna pretend to be happy. Like, I'm happy to be here. I can do my shit. I can get my shit, and I was happy. And
his entrance reminded me of Soho, where he was like legitimately blown away by the size of the pop that he got, and that it like hit him hard. And I think that elevated the match.
They've already got plans for him. You'll see tonight, but when you watch that show. But yeah, I think he. This is where he needs to be. Mm-hmm. This is going to be the spot for him, and I think he's a huge get for them, especially in the Blackpool Combat Club. I think that's fucking perfect. I think those guys are. That might be the best faction in wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, Roman's group's a little better, but right, Leon?
I mean, Chaos is up there.
Why are you the way you are? why are you like this? Why can't you just let me enjoy things? Why you gotta do these things to me?
I thought this was the second best match of the night, too, by the way. I thought this was good.
Yeah. And they're the two wrestle a different match, and I appreciate that they kept it that way. Like, neither one of them tried to like out wrestle each other, which they pointed out as the announcers did. But I think that made it a better match, but also not the match I wanted originally. Yep.
That was kind of the way I felt too. Like, I was hoping for because Zack Sabre is so fucking amazing. I just want him to fight Danielson. Have I said that enough yet? Because I'm just going to keep saying that. That's all I want.
I think it'll happen. NJPW apparently is already asking for a Forbidden Door in Japan.
Do it.
So I feel like they'll do it.
Let's do it.
Jay White defeated Paige, Okada, and Adam Cole. Which...
This was the match with the bad ending.
Yeah, I could see that.
But it's because Cole got hurt. It was just a weird clusterfuck ending. They didn't want to pin the Rainmaker, so they just kind of went with it.
I didn't, like... What happened to Cole? Because I didn't see him, like, get hit or anything.
He got a concussion at some point, and then by the end he was just... And I think it felt like they rushed that ending, and then they kind of, like... Because Cole must have been really fucked up.
Yeah.
Because Jay White held him down. If you watch the thing, because he tried to kick out, but he didn't know where the fuck he was. So, this match was like good, but I felt like this match left so much on the table. Like, I wanted more out of this match.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, it was good, but it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, this could have been better.
But I also think perhaps they're setting up more between these four. Like, they already have a program between Paige and Cole started. Okada just lost to Jay White, so like it makes sense for those two pairs to battle against each other. But now you can do some interplay. Like maybe Hangman Adam Page shows up in NJPW and fights Jay White one night. Like you can do that sort of thing.
I know we talk about that, but I'm curious how much of that they're going to do, because I think it's going to be on a smaller level. I don't think they're going to... I just can't see them like sending Okada over here for like a month, or AEW sending, Hangman Adam Page over there for a month. Because I think there's certain guys that are just too important. So like for a big show, I could see it, but like...
I think Okada coming over here doesn't make a lot of sense, because Okada is like a pillar of NJPW. Right now, Hangman doesn't have a lot to do. That's my like I keep coming back to it, because I think sending Hangman back to NJPW where he really became a big name, makes a lot of sense. And to have him potentially go over there and win the title and then bring it back to AEW, and then you can have, Hangman. Then you can have Hangman versus Punk again, and you have 2 title holders. Or maybe Punk fights, then you have a whole bunch of options that you can put together over the IWGP title. Whether they do any of that, I have no idea. But I think it makes a lot of sense. I
don't think it does, because I don't think if I'm Tony Khan, I want to keep Hangman where he is. I want him over here. I want to do stuff with him.
He's not. That's my thing. Is he's not doing anything right now.
We'll see what happens.
We will. Absolutely.
That's all we can do. I think the problem is we forgot when Hangman was champion, he did nothing.
Yes.
So now that he's not champion, they'll probably do something with him, because that seems to be the MO.
Yeah, they're showing themselves more capable of booking the chase rather than the carry.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
And I don't know if they'll ever do a 4-way like that again, or what they'll do. But that match this match just felt. I think the ending just kind of made me go meh. But it was good. Everything was good until that ending was just. It was so blatantly obvious they didn't want to pin Okada, which I totally get.
Yeah, it was rushed. I think that was the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So the match, the main event of the night, Jon Moxley defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi.
The crowd turned on Moxley at the end, and I thought it was fucking amazing. I thought it's a credit to how great Tanahashi is.
Yeah.
Fucking ace.
And I think, Moxley plays the crowd very well. Also,
yeah.
I think he knows how to.
So I was thinking about this today. Okay, and as I was watching the show, and I watched Moxley come out for his entrance with the belt. Is there a more important person in this company in the first few years it's been here than Jon Moxley? Because I don't honestly think there is. I think he's their biggest star. I think he's their most stable hand, and I think he's been the fucking guy there.
I mean, I think you could say Jericho too, but
no, I don't think Jericho's what Mox was. Jericho was great.
Yeah. Don't
get me wrong, but Mox is kind of the heart and soul of that company. He is what that company is. Because I'm sitting there, and this fucker walks out to that song, and no matter what, that crowd goes fucking nuts, and he's got the belt, and it's just CM Punk's champion, whatever. I'm that's the fucking guy. Moxley's the fucking guy.
Yeah.
And maybe Punk will change my mind on that, because Punk was having a... But it's just not seeing Punk for 3 weeks. I completely forgot about him already. Is that wrong? Completely.
I mean, he became champion, and then he's out.
Just completely forgot about him, because I look at Mox and I'm that's the fucking guy. That's the guy that should be the champion. He's the fucking guy. You could argue Danielson's great, but no, and Jericho no, and Hangman was okay, and Omega, but it's no, fucking Moxley's the guy. Moxley's the fucking guy. I think Moxley is the fucking guy. He gets the biggest crowd reactions, and he's it. He's the guy. I'm 100% sure he's going to lose to CM Punk, which is fine. But I just look at him and I think he's the guy. I think he's the guy.
Just a placeholder for the moment.
He's the only two-time champion.
But he's capable of that.
Yeah, and if they just...
You can put on a convincing feud with pretty much anyone you put him in there with. Anytime you put him in the ring, it's going to be good, solid work.
If you actually look back at the Shield, the fact that was a fucking faction, and look at those 3 guys now. They're literally 3 of the best. I know Leanne doesn't want to hear that for the one of them, but they're literally 3 of the best in the fucking world.
Yeah.
They've all... fucking Mox is amazing. Roman is Roman. But the dude knows his character, and his character is just, it's what they need, I guess. And then, Rollins is fucking amazing. Those 3 guys are fucking amazing. They really were. If they would have played their card rates, they did great with Rollins. They shoved Roman down your throat, and they fucked up Moxley.
Yeah.
If they would have let Moxley go, if this Moxley was in WWE right now, holy fuck, would it be amazing.
But they didn't get him.
But they never would have done it.
FTR, in the same way that they didn't get FTR, they didn't get Moxley, and that's why he didn't get the push. I think I remember watching The Shield when they first came out, and I was like, Moxley's Ambrose was the strongest member. Like he reminded me of Jake the Snake Roberts, and the other two sort of just didn't strike a chord with me. And
Rollins really
has come on his own.
Was a good worker.
Yeah.
Rollins was a good worker when he first came in, but didn't get little nuances, and Roman was just green as grass.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Rollins turned heel, he got it. And then when he won the fucking belt at Mania, he was the best champion ever. He was such a fucking cocky fuck. He was great. I loved him as champion. But this match was good. This match was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's fucking Mox and Tana.
There was no way it couldn't be. It wasn't like earth-shatteringly amazing, but it was cool to see. A lot of it was like the spectacle, you know.
I don't know. I think like both of them can go, and I think they showed that, and they both showcased their abilities, like in the same way that Claudio versus Zach was sort of like a clash of styles. I think that these two, it's less of a clash, but they still stuck to their guns, right? And I think that made it a stronger match. Was it the match of the night? No, I would agree with you there, but I think as a wrestling match, it was amazing.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a fun match. I thought it was well put together. Those guys are fucking amazing. It was good. It was not a bad main event. I don't know what other match could have main evented. Because that was like the...
I mean, it's for the world belt. I mean...
And it's the two biggest stars, you know, so...
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
There was no part of the show that when I watched the last one, was that Double or Nothing?
Yeah.
Like, there was points in that show where I kind of faded, lost interest.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Well, the first half of that show was kind of meh.
And then I watched this, and I started watching right away, and, like, the first match, I was like, oh, and the second match, I was like, oh, and the third, like, it just never... My interest never waned other than maybe the Women's Championship match because it was so poorly put together.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched it still, and I was like, this is really good wrestling. It's just not...
It doesn't have the story, necessarily.
Yeah. But I thought this was the perfect card. I thought this was good from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they needed to do. Leon, what did you think?
I liked Mox bleeding everywhere.
It sort of fit, didn't it?
That was Hardway and not a blade.
Is that why he thought he had a concussion?
Who knows?
Could have been.
There was a moment when he was sort of stumbling, and I was like, does he have a concussion now? But apparently he doesn't.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. I just witnessed him doing...
That motherfucker can sell.
Everything he did tonight was about what you'd expect and then some, so... They gave that main event tonight, that blood and guts match, an hour.
Wow.
And that
I feel like they did that for the last one too.
That fucking thing, no, the last one got about 45.
Okay.
This one got about 15 more. That fucking thing never stopped. It had like this slow crescendo, and it built and built and built, and then it got fucking crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. And then the ending was so fucking perfect. And it was just like the ending told the story, and like you could see what they're gonna. It's really good. It's really good. So, and Claudio and Eddie Kingston hate each other.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And Kingston and Danielson hate each other.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryanson.
Diane Branielson.
Eddie's got to eat with everybody, bro.
Oh my god. Eddie's amazing.
Eddie hates everybody.
Eddie's fucking amazing. Now, this was a good show. This was one I hope they do it again, and I hope they get some more. I hope they get some more good matches. Because there was some shit I wish I could have seen that I didn't see. So.
Yeah, I'm still a little sour that they didn't do Evil Uno and.
Does Evil Uno still have a job? Does he still have a job?
I think so. Yeah. No, he just tweeted. I saw him on Dark actually. So it might be a paper appearance, but I'm pretty sure he's still there. They lost whoever his foil is. Yeah.
Alan Angel.
Yeah.
Angel's is the one that quit. Yeah, the Dark Order's done.
Angel's like blacked out his profile picture and removed all mentions of AEW from his Twitter profile.
Evil Uno.
Saw that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I saw that earlier today.
Evil Uno says that there's still a Dark Order. It still exists. They do have -1. Maybe it'll just be
the real
Evil Uno
Dark
and
Order is
-1.
the friends we made along the way.
Point though you have, because they do have -1 and they still have Johnny Hungy.
Yeah.
And they've got a couple of those guys, but how are they gonna? How the fuck?
They got 10.
How do you rehab that now?
Oh.
I don't know that they should. Like, I think Dark Order served its purpose, but I now think like you have. There's sort of like they're comedy now, which is not really dark, and that's fine. But you also have two factions who are also vying for the darkest fellas in a group.
For a while, I really thought they were going to bring in Bray.
Yeah.
Why didn't put him with them as a nod to Brody? But I don't think they're going to do that.
I mean, they still could, but it wouldn't be as big.
It would be pretty amazing to me if they took a faction like that was so relevant with Brody and they just, killed it, especially with -1.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yeah. Dark Order's been off of TV for a while. I think it's in the cards. Unfortunately,
well, Johnny Hungy has some potential.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
But other than that, like Evil Uno is kind of shoehorned and kind of has a spot, and I don't see him. Those guys, when I first saw them when they came to AEW, I thought they were kind of cool with what they did. And then it just kind of it snowballed in a really weird way, and then they went to the thing of join the Dark Order, which I thought was cool. And then when Brody came, Dark Order was fucking amazing. And then it turned into a happy-go-lucky comedy thing because he died. But what else do you do?
Yeah.
And like Anna Jay. The fuck are they doing with Anna Jay? Not a thing.
Yeah.
She's beating people on Dark, and they have no reason for her to do anything. Because she lost her friend. Because
Apparently she's gone back to her star of the show thing.
I heard that too. Because Sammy Guevara is sexing up her friend, so. Think they'll get her involved with the Jungle Boy thing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh my god.
Maybe?
That was another amazing. Some more stuff with Christian happened tonight. That was fucking gold. Just wait till you see that. Like this show was good. This was a really good episode of Dynamite.
Tom, I have a very serious question though. Actually,
yeah.
Do you think I should bother watching Dynamite tonight?
Fucking watch Dynamite, you son of a bitch.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time.
You know what? I'm gonna unfriend you both. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this podcast with somebody else that appreciates Dynamite.
Boo. You can't replace me, I'm the draw. I couldn't say it with a straight face.
The guy we could barely see. Hey, if you're the draw, good job at drawing no one.
That one person who keeps coming back.
Hey, at least I'm consistent, man.
Leon's mom. Mommy says I did good on the podcast. Oh, fuck.
Mommy said I used too many bad words again.
Well, shit.
Sorry.
We
Mom.
gotta stop with all the fucking language.
Son of a bitch.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Cocksucker.
Damn it.
That reminds me of the DX thing. Shit, we can't say fuck? No, watch your fucking mouth. Whoops, fuck me. That uncensored is one of the best things ever. There'll be less references to our large genitalia. Yeah.
I think we take it home, right?
Take it home, Bud Robinson.
This has been the BREWDCAST. I am Bud Robinson with Leon and Town. And all hail Danhausen. God bless Orange Cassidy. And
oh, hail Danhausen.
Who's the other person? Eddie Kingston is king.
We said.